Alright folks, how's it going? Should be a quick one this. As you can see, I am in July at the moment, and at the end of July my Trading 212 cashback will stop unless I meet the new criteria which are on the screen here, I think. So it's the same as before, you have to have a cashback reinvested activated to apply, which I have. But then the new thing is to have an active subscription detected on your 212 card. When I first heard this terminology, I had no idea what they meant by a subscription, but obviously they've clarified it here. Stuff like Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, but it's on the debit card, so it's not a direct debit. It's on the debit card, and it's recurring monthly, or well, at least monthly, I think. Yeah, so that's a problem for me because I don't have any of these things. I travel the world. If I lived in the UK, the one thing I would probably have would be a mobile phone subscription, like to giffgaff or something. But because I'm travelling the world at the moment, all I have is a giffgaff pay as you go, which just has a balance, and it just sits there. And then once a year, I might come back to England and use the giffgaff thing properly, but it's not a monthly subscription. So I'm like clutching at straws as to what to do really. The first thing that popped to mind was just find a really low subscription to pay for, because I think most months I make about £8 on the cashback because I don't spend a lot of money. It really depends on in what month I sort of book my Airbnb. If occasionally, one time I went over because I booked 2 Airbnbs in the same month, even and it sent me over the £15 a month limit. Anyway, that's kind of by the by. So yeah, I could just find myself a really low subscription, in quotes, whatever that means. Apparently, I've heard that getting Apple, what's it called? Is it called Apple Cloud? Whatever Apple's storage thing is, apparently the lowest tier for that is $1, or maybe it's £1. No, I think it's £1 or 99p. So that I could do that. So I'll get cash back, just not quite as much as I used to, because I'm paying £1 for something I'm not even going to use. And then the other thing I thought about was some of the, well, either the YouTube memberships or possibly the Patreon that's associated with a YouTube account. Maybe I could find a YouTuber that has a tier on Patreon or on the membership in YouTube. I don't think any of these ones have Patreon, to be honest. And I found one that was, I can't remember who, oh, it was some random music reactor, I think. I was just having a quick look to see what the Patreon levels were, and I found what the lowest one I found was $1. So I could spend 75 cents a month just for the sake of getting the cashback from Trading 212. So that, yeah, I mean, one of the purposes of this video is to see if anyone else has any better ideas of how I can keep getting my cash back. What hoop can I jump through? So I think that's the lowest cost subscription I could think of is paying $1 for a Patreon thing. I was thinking maybe I could just search for someone. That $1 one was a pretty big YouTuber. I think he had like 500,000 subscribers. So if I was to do that, I would rather find a really low subscriber, watch a few of their videos, make sure that person doesn't really annoy me, and then subscribe to them on Patreon. Just for the sake of giving it to someone who is probably less well off than that one I found before. But I probably wouldn't use it. It's just for the sake of getting cash back. So yeah, these were my thoughts. But then I did come across this. I actually was sat in McDonald's today, asking Google Gemini what I could do, and they came up with the idea of not getting Amazon Prime, but what you can do is, I logged on before and had a look at this. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but what you can do is you can add to a gift card on a recurring payment on Amazon. And I've asked AI, and the gift cards don't have to be spent by someone you gift them to. You can spend the gift card yourself. So essentially what it does is it just builds you up a balance on Amazon that you can spend whenever you like. So what I could, and like Google Gemini told me, you can put as little as £1 a month on. So that would build up £12 a year, which at some point I'd probably spend. there's always something I can buy on there, like I don't know, toothpaste or something. But sadly, I logged on here about an hour ago, and it's a minimum of £5 a month. So depending on when I manage to spend the money, it could be after a year. It could be losing me. At the moment, I'm getting 4.5% with Zopa, which isn't bad. You know, it's still better than that 75p a month I would pay by getting a low Patreon thing. But yeah, these are my thoughts at the moment. I mean, the other alternative is Chase, but obviously that would only work for me if I went home and spent money at home, because I don't. You don't. This one doesn't work for foreign spend. It doesn't work for things like. Well, I don't think it does for things like Airbnb either. But I mean, that's irrelevant anyway. Because, mind you, having said that, I do pay in pound when I buy my Airbnbs. So I don't know if that gets included with this one. But anyway, and the other thing with this one is you have to put £1,000 away in one of their savers and keep it there. And I've looked, their best one is 2.25%, which, as it happens, is exactly half of the rate I'm getting with Zopa. So that £1,000 that stays in the account would be losing me £22.50. £22.50 a year, which is £1.87 per month. So I think if you do the sums on that, I did this earlier. I did the sums on that by roughly £400 a month, and it ends up getting it lowers the effective cashback rate from 2% to about 1.5. But yeah, that's all irrelevant anyway, because I don't get any of that. But for other people looking for cashback stuff, that's relevant. But obviously, it pays cashback on less stuff than the Trading 212 card does. Mainly for me, the issue being foreign spending. So yeah, these are some of my thoughts. So if there's anyone has an idea for a subscription or something similar to this, where I can add add a balance that I can spend myself, rather than just wasting the money on a Patreon subscription or something, do put it in the comments below. But at the moment, I'm thinking. I was having a look here for stuff that I could buy, like like deodorant and stuff. And I think if I was living in England, which I'd have to be to spend this money, because I can't really get Amazon deliveries when I'm abroad. All I could think of was like some deodorant, and because I can't get stick deodorant that isn't antiperspirant in England, so I could buy some deodorant. I occasionally buy a little gadget, but I don't know. I feel like it would kind of prompt me to buy stuff that I might not have even bought otherwise. It's like a temptation to spend just because the £5 a month would be building up on Amazon. Yeah, I don't know. I was just having thoughts, so I thought I'd bring those thoughts to you and see what you say. So I'll see you later. Bye bye.